I arrived on my new little farm with great expectations.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
And after only a little bit of hard work,
Hey!
I hit the jackpot.
This is gardening, isn't it? They're perfect, absolutely bloody perfect.
But I soon realised that this farming business might be a little harder than I'd first thought.
It's upside down. Oh, it is.
Lucky for me, I found a local guy who does know something about fencing. So now I'm finally ready to get some animals on the farm. Animals that will one day feed me. My name is Matthew Evans. I was Sydney's most feared food critic. Now, I've given up city life and moved here to country Tasmania. I've always dreamed of producing my own food so I can know and trust what I eat. The only problem is, I don't know how to chop wood, I don't know anything about growing plants, and I have absolutely no idea about rearing animals. But I do know how to eat. Everything else I'll have to learn from scratch. How hard can it be?
Just watch yourself there.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's a good-sized shed, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ross O'Mara is the man I'd like to go into business with, selling old-style artisan pork products. And for a little pig inspiration, he's showing me his handmade prosciutto.
Still got some mould on.
If you have a smell here, this one here, it's got a bit of a pocket there, a bit of the lard's fallen off the back.
Ross is originally from Perth and he's cooked at some of the poshest restaurants all over the world.
This one up here, this is my favourite, just on the size.
But while touring around Australia 2 years ago, he fell in love with sleepy little Bruny Island and has been here ever since.
So these two here, they're for about 120 kilo and they're about 10 to 11 months.
Yeah. Have you put pepper or something on those?
Yeah, yeah.
Or dropped them in the dirt?
No, I put pepper on it. I didn't put any dirt on it. It's just, it's supposed to act as a natural deterrent for insects, bugs, flies, wasps.
This is bloody amazing. This smells like a ham shop in Italy or in Spain. It's just incredible. This is the old-fashioned way of making ham, prosciutto, whatever you want to call it. They've done it for thousands of years. Oh, God. The way we do it now is nothing like this. The stuff that they produce very fast in Australia is made using a preservative, some kind of sodium nitrate. And what that does is it maintains a nice pink colour and it cures it faster and it adds a certain flavour, not dissimilar to something like MSG. But with a naturally matured ham, something that's matured for, say, 12 to 18 months, what happens inside the ham is exactly what's happening inside cheese. And it's nothing like the commercial product at all. And this is as good as anything you'd get in Europe by the smell of it. It's... I'm bloody I can hardly speak. I'm salivating so much while I smell it. But I wish I could cut into that right now.
And it's just the inspiration I need. I really want to get my own pigs and begin the journey, so one day I can be doing just this.
Hey.
But before I can get any pigs of my own, I'll need a shelter for them to sleep in. So I'm going to try my hand converting this apple box into a hog house.
You see, I'll tell I use a saw a lot. That'll be the doorway. Jesus. Writer's hands. And look at that. Bloody solid as a rock pig shed. Should have made the door at that end. Whose idea was that? Come. This is the moment of truth. I've got everything I think I need for the pigs. Fencing's done, food, water, borrowed a ute. Just pick up the pigs now and see how we go.
Ross has sent me to Jen Owens, down in Allen's Rivulet. She has a beautiful little farm straight out of a storybook.
And these are the pigs?
These are the pigs.
They look great.
Yeah, Tinkerbell and her little ones.
She has some old breed piglets for sale. The only thing is, he tells me she's a vegetarian, which I reckon's a bit odd for a pig breeder.
I used to feel very strongly that it was completely unnecessary to eat animals. This is a compromise I guess I've come to out of a desire of my family to eat meat. I decided the only way I could feel comfortable with wanting to eat meat was to actually be responsible for the whole life cycle of the animals myself. You can't help but get, attached to your animals, and when you have your pigs and you come to abattoir day, I'm sure you're going to understand that too.
Which of these pigs do you reckon I could have?
I'd say we should probably get in there and do a bit of a count of how many boys and girls we've got.
And how do we do that? We just look at them from behind?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is a girl. 1, 2, boy,
Boy.
boy.
I'm looking for female pigs, so maybe down the track they can breed.
Must be soft, aren't they?
Yeah, the piglets. I mean, feel the difference between the piglets to the adult.
Oh, yeah, she's quite coarse.
Quite coarse hair. Yeah, I mean, the piglets are about 8 and a bit weeks old now, so they're ready to go, and Tinkerbell's ready to have a rest, I think.
It's time to get the pigs back to my farm, and Jen's come along to check out their new home.
Right then.
Right then.
Moment of truth.
Yep. You coming out, piggy liggies?
Oh, under the... Oh, yeah.
There we go. Ah, look at your house, piggies.
So it's quite low, but I can cut a hole in the other side when they get big.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. It'll be really cosy for them. But it's just great. They've got such a wonderful space.
To my relief, not only do they get on well with my dog Carrie, but they seem perfectly content on the farm.
Oh, look at that.
Sunbake time.
They're gorgeous, and I can already see it's going to be hard to remember they're not pets, they're food. With that in mind, Jen is letting me join her as she takes some of the older pigs to slaughter. She's promised me a leg of pork so I can have a go at making my own prosciutto. But this is the harsh reality of raising animals to be eaten. And I know that in only a few months, it will be my pigs making this journey.
It's a bit of a sad place, I think. Probably just me putting human emotion on a, you know, what could be just a petting zoo, I guess, almost. I've been in barns like this where kids are actually petting animals. They have grass on the floor is the only difference. But knowing that all these animals are not going to make it through the next couple of days.
I'm just going to look where the pigs are.
Oh, there's
Yeah,
pigs,
down
yeah.
here.
There's yours.
There they are. Makes it very real when you see them in a pen.
The first time you did it, did you suddenly have the urge to open the gate and put them back in the trailer, or?
No. You know from the day they're born that this is what's going to happen, and you do the best while they're alive, and you love them and you care for them. But ultimately, if we're going to eat meat, then yeah, this day has to come in that process.
Sad as it is, I comfort myself with the knowledge that these pigs, unlike the vast majority, have led a pretty idyllic life. Well, until now. The fruit and berries of summer are absolutely abundant, and there's far more than most smallholders can keep up with. Orchards of apricots, these delicious green gauge plums, and amazing juicy berries. These are the flavours of summer in Tasmania. What I can't eat fresh, I can preserve for later, when the only alternative would be shipping fruit from the other side of the world.
That'll probably do it. Get these back to the house and see if we can preserve them. Look at this. Bloody amazing, isn't it? Summer in Tassie, probably the last strawberries. Plums, a whole range of different plums, including green gauge. Green gauge, a beautiful, sweet, honey-like plum. Look at these apricots from an orchard up the road. I might start with the green gauge, get all the really nice ones, turn them into a preserve. What we do is we put them in here. I just add a tablespoon of sugar, top them up with water. I'm going to put a little bit of spice in with some of the apricots. What I was thinking of using is a thing called mace, which is actually the outside bit from nutmeg, so it's got, a resonance of nutmeg. It's a little more complex. And then boil the jar for a couple of hours. I reckon that might do. Look at these for strawberries. That's how a strawberry should look. Just beautiful.
I've heard people saying Tasmania is a jam-based economy, so if you're short of cash, you can always trade a jar or two. So that's what I'll make with the strawberries.
Little bliss bombs. So I haven't got hot jars, so I'll let that cool down.
The secret to preserving is to have everything squeaky clean and to make sure your jars seal really tight. Great. I've captured the taste of summer. I've got my jams and preserved fruits all ready to see me through winter. It does things that I probably shouldn't talk about on camera. It's a beautiful thing. I've always wanted my own chickens so I can get my eggs from the chook shed rather than the supermarket. A few k up the Huon River from me lives Paul Healy, who's been breeding old breed Barnavelders for the best part of 30 years. I'm hoping he can hook me up with a few young birds.
G'day, how are you?
Look at them, look at the marbling on those, aren't they beautiful?
It's fantastic.
That is what makes the Barnaveld special, and no other breed will lay that marbled speckled egg like that.
He tells me that the Dutch Barnavelder is a utility bird, meaning that not only does it lay beautiful eggs, but it's also very good eating.
They're beautiful, not just roasting, they're beautiful in casserole.
Yeah.
The Barnaveld chicken, because it's such a silky, waxy meat, you can do so many different things with it.
Yeah.
You can kill them from spatchcocks right through. And I take 6- and 7-year-old hens that have gone past it and I pot roast those.
Yeah,
Or put them in a Dutch oven, oh, they're beautiful. Yeah. Just the flavour's just magnificent.
Yeah.
See how dark they are?
Yeah.
If you didn't see them, if they didn't move once they're in your hand, you'd hardly know they're there. They weigh virtually nothing.
Beautiful birds, and when you see how the adults turn out, I'm very excited about getting these. It's been 4 days since we dropped off Jen's pigs at the abattoir, and I can finally pick up my leg for the prosciutto. I've only tried making prosciutto once before, but I am an expert because, well, I read about it in a book. Well, 7.7 kilos, so pretty decent thing. We just need to clean it up and salt it down.
And I'm just going to try and neaten all these bits.
Because the smoother it is, the less chance you'll have with problems with the way it matures and the way it cures. And what you're after is just right. You want something that looks neat, that looks gorgeous, that looks like those hams you see hanging in bars in Barcelona. Part of the beauty of these pigs is this fat. Look at that layer of fat. So it's 2 finger widths. Beautiful, beautiful thing. Prosciutto without fat is, you know, what do they say? Like a kiss without a cuddle. All right. Now, I've been to places in Spain where they talk about how they massage the meat and before they put the salt in. But I've got a slightly quicker method. Like my principal at primary school, actually. Get a good backswing. There you go, Mr. Dunn, I'll save that one for you. Now, you see how beautiful and soft the meat's already gone. It allows the salt to get in, and it'll actually make a more tender product once we cure this right down. And that's it. Oh, we have to add another ingredient. Salt's a great preservative. It draws the moisture out, but it also preserves things, so very few bugs can live in. If we don't leave it long enough, the middle might not get enough salt in, it might not be cured, so the middle can actually go off. Then we air dry it. Hopefully we can air dry this for, I don't know, 8-10 months or something like that. The important thing is it's got a bit of weight on top, so we're actually starting to force a bit of the moisture out, and we're helping to create that sort of flat look that you get from prosciutto. Ross has given me something to try. Look at that, absolutely beautiful. So see those white lines? That's the marbling, which is a sign of a beautiful, slow-grown, probably old breed pig. And to get the best flavour from prosciutto, you should always try and slice it really, really, really thin. This doesn't resemble anything you've ever bought. You can actually see that my fingers are slightly greasy, and that's the sign that it's matured properly and it's also a free-range pig. And in your mouth, the texture, it's buttery soft. And it has this fragrance that kind of whistles up the back of your nose and sort of goes straight into your brain and does things that I probably shouldn't talk about on camera. It's a beautiful thing.
You know you're so sexy. know you're so fine.
Can you just leave me alone for
I wish you were
a few minutes?
Wow,
Pretty bloody scary if you ask me.
it won't be scary after you see what I do.
You promise? So I've got my prosciutto curing in salt. In a few days' time I'll hang it. But the thing is, there's a whole bunch of the pig that Jen and I don't know what to do with. We don't cook it ourselves. Well, let me show you this. That's the heart, lungs and liver from 2 pigs. And the lady who lives here knows how to cook it. I'm going to go and find out how she does it.
Wow,
Pretty bloody scary if you ask me.
it won't be scary after you see what I do.
You promise? So what are we going to cook?
It's called praseća sarmica. That's how we call it.
Well, point me in the right direction and I'll...
The kitchen sink is there.
Yep.
Christina has lived in Hobart for 20 years, but she brings a love of slow-cooked food and a waste not, want not philosophy from her Serbian homeland.
Just straight in the sink like that?
Just put it there. This is the liver.
So liver, I'm fine with. I grew up eating liver. And I've had heart a couple of times, but I have to say lungs, I've never worked with, never eaten. This is actually really sensible. It's actually using the whole animal. You know, this is all the bits that would otherwise probably be thrown away. So, you know, I don't know what to do with this. My culture doesn't really know how to deal with lungs and hearts and livers in this way. So I'm pretty excited to see what Christina can actually do with it to make it into a, you know, a yummy meal, with any luck. from what was a pretty scary bag of ingredients.
I don't usually cook this type of dish inside the house because the whole house will smell a little bit, and my husband wouldn't be very happy.
He doesn't like this dish?
He doesn't.
He's not from Serbia.
He is a 5th generation Tasmanian.
No, Tasmanian.
We're going here.
Yeah. Oh, wow. You got a whole outdoor kitchen.
Yes.
Just for dishes like this that scare your husband?
Yes. Bay leaves, garlic, white peppercorns. Doesn't take very long to cook, actually.
This is cooking. Put something on the stove and walk away. So did you learn to cook all these dishes at home with your mother in Serbia?
We used to kill the pig every year.
Wow.
Well, my parents will go and, you know, you go to the village and buy the... Well, I lived in a city, but this is like sort of a custom.
Did you learn how to kill the pig?
I would never kill any animal. Well, once when it's dead, no problem.
Yeah.
I'll be definitely vegetarian, I think.
Yeah, if you had to. Well, that's what they say, hey, that if abattoirs had glass walls, everyone would be a vegetarian or a vegan. Whoa-wee.
Yes. Okay, let's go and see what I've done. This is a liver. Liver. This is heart. This is lungs. We can chop it up.
That smells really quite different now. It's almost, it's earthy but sweet. Just throw this in the pan.
Yes, thanks.
You get quite a lot of meat out of all of this, the bits that somebody would have thrown away.
Can you imagine this dish with intestines in it as well?
I can't imagine this dish yet, let alone with intestines.
Let's see what he's going to say when he comes in and the smell of the house.
Oh my goodness, hello.
G'day.
Hello, g'day.
Hi. Good,
Her
good.
husband Damien is a born and bred Tasmanian.
Yeah,
Matthew.
How are you?
He doesn't seem too excited about dinner.
Yours is a favourite meal, apparently.
Yeah,
We spend all day cooking.
Why do you think he is coming home that late?
Yeah, you
Why
are.
this guy
Finished it.
for?
Let's put this in context. I have difficulty with steak and kidney pies.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so...
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
That's it. Now we can just mix this. Pepper. Sweet paprika.
So just parsley there?
Just parsley. I have to try now. We put a little bit of rice, not much.
Yeah.
So now we're going into this.
It's so amazing. When you look through, it's like looking through getting the lattice of a leaf.
It's a membrane that goes around intestine. So
This is good milk.
that's it. That's fine. Put this one there.
On the bottom or?
Oh, doesn't matter. Top or bottom. Okay.
Looks good.
And this is the other.
Oh, that looks great. This one on the front. I'm actually salivating, thinking this is going to be really yummy, even though I'm a bit frightened of eating that much liver and heart and lungs in one dumpling, but we'll see how we go. Is it normal to over-cater in Serbia?
Very. We even have a saying, if it wasn't in plenty to leftovers, that means it wasn't enough.
Really? So you have to have lots and lots of leftovers?
Yeah.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. And thank you
Cheers.
for showing me what to do with the other bits of the pig that I don't know what to do with. Onion. They look good.
It's a bit like really concentrated meat. You can actually taste the blood in it, and I really like it. Well, in small portions.
That's lovely. As long as you like, you probably have to like liver. If you like pate or something like that, you'd like that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to eat a lot, and I wouldn't want to eat it every day, but I think it's a really amazing thing you've done. Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks.
The probably most important thing I've learned from this is that there's no such thing as a short Serbian meal, and that Serbian hospitality is another thing altogether. I've never been through a dinner like that before. Amazing, absolutely amazing, and too much plum brandy to finish.
Back on the farm, and I'm still feeling the effects of the plum brandy from last night. But it's time to hang my leg of prosciutto that's been curing in the local butcher's cool room for the last 16 days. So it's about time we got it hung. What I'm going to do, I thought the picker's hut on the corner of my property would be perfect for it. It doesn't need refrigeration anymore. All I've done is give it a quick rinse to get most of the salt off the outside. Dried it off using some paper towel. I've spread just a tiny little bit of lard over this side here, and this is actually lard that I've got from roasting some pork belly myself, but you can just use packet lard, and that's just to give the meat a little bit of extra protection. Look at this fat layer. It's actually quite large, and that fat carries flavour. I think this leg cost me about $100 because it's a old breed, you know, free-range orchard reared pig. Probably cost me $100. But if that was a good ham that you bought from Europe, that whole thing might cost you $400. So, you know, if it works, I'm saving money. It's my saving plan. I guess that's what the future looks like for these guys. Hungry. Carrie, in you go, in you go. Pig, pig, pig. Carrie, come with me. But they're so very cute, and I'm not in a hurry. Carrie, good girl, good girl. There we are. Oh. Leave them, leave them, leave them. So this is prosciutto. She's looking quite large. This one here, I called her cassoulet because then you can use every bit. When you make a cassoulet, you can use shoulder, sausages, belly, and a little bit of leg if you want. Hey, hey, leave them, leave them. The dog's mesmerised by them. I'm quite astounded by them. They're very affectionate animals. I mean, look at this. They don't mind being patted at all. They actually really like it, I think. Hey, hey, you leave them alone. The dog gets jealous when I pat them. That's the only one of the things. I've got animals on the farm. I've got jam and preserved fruit in my larder, and a leg of prosciutto hanging in the shed. Come. This is farming. Not too shabby at all. Come. Hey. Come. Good girl. Good girl. Next time, the boys take me on an ocean adventure in search of the ultimate game fish.
Right, on the other side. Hang on, you're going to just got him.
And I'll have a go at turning tuna into world-class sashimi.
Oh, she does go.